So on the ringer loudspeaker, your ringtone module, this repair, you want to replace this piece if you're listening to music or you're trying to talk to somebody on hands-free, or the phone rings and it sounds distorted, maybe not as loud as it should be. A number of things can happen. First thing to check is the volume up. Make sure the volume up is all the way up, and if it is, then we'll show you how to take this out. Now, what can happen sometimes is this this opening right here, this little dust cover, can actually get dirty and kind of prohibit the sound, from being maybe at its max volume. This side is your loudspeaker opening. This side is your microphone opening. So if you're wondering why there's no music or sound coming out of here, it's because that's your mic and that's where your voice travels into, so other people can hear you. So anyways, we'll show you how to clean that out once we take this out. Now you notice I did take the vibe motor out. Just gives you a little more room to work with when you're when you're taking all this out. So anyways, we have two screws. We have a screw right here and we have a screw right here. And with this screw right here, it's a little retaining bracket that actually holds or helps to hold the this module in place. So we'll remove this screw with that little plastic bracket. And if it falls out, just stick it with it. We'll show you how to put that back in and when we put it back together. So once you get both of those screws out, we'll just lift this up towards us, kind of at the top. Lift it up and pull it out. Now, if your speaker's dirty, we can just get right in there and just kind of clean it. Just clean that part out. You can clean that part out, and that may fix it. If the speaker, obviously sounds damaged, like it's blown or, just not working right, then we'll replace this right now. You should be able to buy this little module with the antenna attached to it. If not, no big deal. It's like $1 more maybe to buy them separately. But if you bought them separately, then this is how you change the antenna out to a new module. Now what we'll end up needing to do is actually separate the antenna from the module, and there's adhesive that holds it down front and back. So what we'll do here is we'll just kind of start in the middle and just kind of get in the side right here and just start loosening the adhesive up so you can lift this antenna up. And as you lift it up, you should be able to just lift it and work it down toward the outside. Now be careful when you get to the outside. You want to make sure that you don't damage this little contact point right there. So here's the old module. Here's the new module. And we'll just slide that little contact point right over the edge. Now when you slide this piece on, you want to make sure that it gets nice and snug up against the actual housing or the module, because when you go to put this piece back in the phone, if that's not completely up against the module, it won't fit properly in the phone. So once you get that on, we can just kind of fold this down and we'll put the two screws back in on this. Okay, and then we'll just put this in the same way we took it out. So we'll kind of hold it at a 45. Just give it a nice push. Now don't push it all the way in yet, because you want to make sure all these little contact points, these little fingers, that you get them all in there, in between the frame and that ringtone module. So once you get that in there, we'll insert this screw first. Let's see here. Get that guy in. As you're keeping pressure on the module, and then Once we get that, we'll just drop that little retaining bracket, little retaining piece in, and then we'll carefully line up our screw. And it may take you a second to get that started, but once you get it started, you can tighten it down. Make sure it's all in place, nice and even, which it is, and that should fix your speaker issues.